What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to discuss with you how to cleanse your jars, because for many of you, you haven't been able to work the jars during the holidays. A lot of family has been around. There's been an inter-exchange of a lot of different types of energy flowing around your home. And for those of you that practice in private, you may still encounter these issues as well, even though you have your items hidden. And then for the many of you that practice, freely and openly, and you don't really care who sees your items, you're gonna pull in a lot more negative energy because you have your things out in the open. And it's cool to practice out in the open, but I still feel like when family, neighbors, friends, co-workers, when certain people are at your house, I do feel like you should respect your spirits. If you have spirits you're working with, your guardian angels, your ancestor altars, your spirit guides, I feel like you should have a lot of respect for them and put them away, put them to the side or in a private section of the home, and or cover them. When you cover them, you're giving them a lot of privacy as well, because people are not looking at them. People are not gazing their negativity into them. People are not wondering, what is that? What is she doing? And or they're not creating negative assumptions in their head about you. Oh, she's a witch. Oh, she practices voodoo. Oh, she's evil. Oh, just whatever they want to say about you. So covering your items, placing them in a private section, even like a box. You get a box, you just covering it for a moment. You're not disrespecting it in any way, but you're just placing it to the side, because not everybody to this day is open to those that practice magic. You could call yourself, oh, I'm spiritual, oh, I love herbs, I love oils, whatever which way you want to find a way to even cover that you are a practitioner, that you are a witch, whatever it is that you want to call yourself, people are still going to find something negative about it. So all in all, you can't really worry about what people are going to call you. What's best to do is to protect your magic, protect your practice by keeping it safe and keeping it away from people. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do and you need to do once you start working again and these people are no longer in the homes. These people have gone back to their families and the holidays are over. You need to cleanse that jar. You need to cleanse that energy. Now, I know for a lot of people that practice hoodoo, that follow me, you've been keeping your jars. You don't throw away your honey jars or your sugar jars, and certain jars that you create for love, money, prosperity, blessings, protection. You keep them with you. You don't bury them. I do know a lot of people that practice, and those that are into free magic. And the free magic is those that practice hoodoo, and they're into voodoo, and they're into Santeria, and they're into a little bit of Wiccan this, and they're pagans and whatnot. So they practice a little bit of everything. And they don't really have a name for themselves, but they practice a bit of this. They practice with different types of spirits and saints and deities. And they bury their jars. I don't believe in doing that. I don't believe in working something to sweeten it and then burying it, because you're killing off the energy. You're disposing it. You're putting a rest to that when you're disposing something. And or when you dispose, you are continuing the magic. So like you see with binds and stuff, when you bury something for a bind, you're continuing that magic. You're burying it because you want to bury that person's energy. And or a situation where you're breaking up someone and you take it to the crossroads and you're placing it at an area for the north, south, east, and west, the energies to all go in different directions to continue working. So there are many different reasons why you may dispose, but I still feel for a honey and a sugar, unless you are done wanting that love and needing that love from that person or that situation, then there's no reason to dispose at all. Even with lotus stones should be disposed, yes, if they no longer have any energy to them. And I know a lot of people, I know a lot of Wiccans that I deal with, they keep their lotus stones even when they're dead, and that creates a lot of negativity. It kind of puts up like a wall and a blockage. So there's certain things you're going to have to do with jars, with curios, with spell disposals, and certain things you don't need to do at all. But when it comes to jars, I feel like you should keep them, especially if it's honey and sweet. So when all is said and done, you need to cleanse that jar. You need to cleanse the energy. What do? Well, there's a few things I'm going to tell you what to do. Now, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to get that jar, you're going to cleanse it with Florida water. Do like a continuous cleanse. You're praying over it as well. Psalms 51, you're going to get some sage. You want to, let me get gathered a bunch of the different types of sages that I do carry. I carry blue sage, I carry white sage, red sage, black sage. I also have smudging sticks, Palo Santo. I also have sage for healing, for health, for prosperity, for love. And I also carry sweetgrass. Sweetgrass I'm going to burn all throughout January. I love the scent. I love working them with green, yellow, blue candles, with my bells. They create a great sense of healing for the mind, for the body, for the soul, meditation, tranquility. Blue is good for tranquility as well, as I mentioned in previous videos. So you can start out with the blue. You want to start out with the blue to just help your energy, to give yourself a peace of mind and some tranquility, because a lot of times, you know, family, they don't give a fuck about what type of spell you're working. They get their kids running all over your place, knocking down your statues, fucking up your altars, eating the candies off of the, you know, like they stealing the money out the altars. There's all types of shit. They will come in and bring havoc upon your spirituality and, you know, to your saints and stuff. And now the saints is pissed off, they mad, they don't want no kids back in the house. It's just like a bunch of shit. So calm that energy, you know, bring it down to a level for yourself to where you have peace of mind. You can also use, if it is a situation where, you know, you want to remove a lot of the heaviness, use the white. I don't have any white here. I have red. I like using red for in between spells, to calm certain spirits that are around, to calm the energy of heavy spirits that are lingering back and forth in between certain spells you're doing. So this is a great, Dragon Blood Sage is a great sage to use as well as a protective force after spells. It's also a great sage to use just if you don't have any other sage and you want to just give the house some a different type of energy. It smells to me like a cigar. It has a very, very, very kind of pungent, stronger scent. So this works well if you're doing spells in the bathroom, and it'll seep out and linger out through the whole house. So generally with the Dragon Blood Sage, you don't have to burn it that long. You want to burn it just a bit. What I do like to do with my sage is to work it with other things, because sage can't save you if you're just burning it alone. And if you have attracted certain energies and you have a certain thing lingering, a spirit or entity within the home, sage is not going to save you, just sage alone. Now, when you're coming into a new home and whatnot, you want to burn cleansing candles, cast off evil, jinx remover, use nettle, mop the home to remove any evil eye that maybe have placed into that home in that area. You want to do that type of stuff when you're going into a new home, a new apartment, a new condo, just a new move, period. Now, this is Prosperity Sage. The Prosperity Sage you can use with your honey jars. Just a bit, just like maybe like 2-3 minutes. You don't want to keep the sage burning that long. Sage is very, very strong and thick. My blue sage, where's my blue sage? My blue sage and sometimes my white sage has like a aroma sometimes of marijuana. So for those of you that know what marijuana smells like, my white sage, it has like a hint of it. So like it smells like kind of weedish after. So like if somebody will come, oh, you smoking up in here? No, I mean, it's the sage, but some people, they don't know the difference between it. Once you start working with your different types of sages, you'll know the difference. And this is my love sage. So there's different types of sages. Sages for healing. There's sages for certain rituals that you're going to do. So pick a sage, get a piece of the camphor, put a camphor by the honey jar, by the sugar jar, get an evil eye pendant and place that on there. What you can do as well is put your evil eye pendant, get it blessed, prayed over, and place it onto the jar. If you're not going to be working it, place it on there in your room that you work in, or if you do keep everything out in the open, placing it in a small box too. You could do these things before or after. Some cleansing soap to wash your hands each and every time you start working with the jar again. So when family and everybody has gone about their businesses, select a sage that you want to use. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the sweetgrass. I mentioned it, but I didn't show it to you. So this is the sweetgrass. This one is about 2 feet. This one is about 2 feet. And this one is good for restoring good energy in the home. Great for the New Year's. Great for like after a baby. Great for just like when a blessing is coming in, or when you want to bring forth a blessing. So like when you get a new car, you could burn sweet grass around it. I think it's very important for those of you to bless your cars as well. If I didn't mention that, bless your car, get a pendant, get some Chinese Chinese wash, and wash the car down, get a protection oil, get a evil eye pendant, and keep those type of things in the car. For the sweet grass, you start it at the tip, and you just burn it. You can burn it in your sanctuary. Great for meditation as well, if I didn't mention that. Burn it in your space, in your area. It doesn't have to go all through the house. Some people are really sensitive to certain scents, you know, you're going back and forth between, but I feel like sweet grass smells really, really good. Really nice. So keeping a cleansing soap as well, either a hand soap or a smaller size soap, like any type of size cleansing soap you want, you can always ask me. I have different types of molds, or I could just, you know, do my regular loaves and cut it up thin for you, so you can have them kept in the bathroom, kept in your space where you work, so you can always wash your hands and the energy. Do that for about a good 7 to 10 days. So you'll have your evil eye pendant, you will have the sage going, or whatever type of smudging that you want to have flowing. You'll have your camphor, and then you have the evil eye, if I didn't mention that. And then last, you will have a cleansing candle. Yes, you can burn a cleansing candle on top of your jars, because you need to cleanse the energy that's been around. So if you have, for those of you that are gearing up for your taxes this season, and you're making sure that you have the federal suite, you have the state suite, you have your job suite, you have everybody's suite, so you can get your money flowing back in and good. You got the bank suite and up to you as well. Keep a cleansing candle going. And if you had made jars last year or the year before, yes, rework them. I showed you what to do with your jars. I told you to heat them up with either hot water, take the lid off, of course, and then microwave them and bring them back down to reality. I also showed you how to take the contents out of older jars and place in new jars with new honey or new sugar, depending on what type of jar it is. Yes, you can take the old contents out, which is the petition is what you really want, and you add in fresh herbs, you add in fresh curios, add in fresh oil, honey, sugar, Florida water, whatever type of jar it is that you're making of what it was before, and you just renewing the energy and the presence. So wham bam, look, you got yourself you can use a chime candle, you can use a spell candle, a ritual candle, you can use a super candle, you can use a jumbo candle, any kind of candle, as long as it's for cleansing. It has some cleansing herbs on it, cleansing oil. Psalms 51 is good. You want to also immerse yourself in a cleansing bath. That now is the time where you're going to choose either between the soaps or the bath, and you're going to dilute the bath. My baths need to be diluted. That's why I tell you, add them in your bath water, filled up to the tub halfway, and soaking in them, praying and lighting a cleansing candle while you take your bath. So while you're taking your bath and cleansing your energy for your body, your jars are also getting a great cleanse as well. That evil eye can stay there. Another tip and trick to helping yourself is to 5-spotting the windows and the doors. Along with 5-spotting the windows and the doors, get a clean rug. Get a, rugs don't cost that much. What, $5.99, $7.99? A fresh rug for the new year. You're going to put fresh salts under there. The salts can be changed out between every 7 to 10 days. Yes, you can sweep them. Yes, you can vacuum them. You can sweep them out of the home into the hallway. If you live in an apartment building, you should be doing that. You should be, your apartment building should be set up for everything spiritually for you. So sections where when you need to hot foot people out, sections where you need to put your black salt down, where you need to lay tricks and stuff using your powders. Yes, you should be doing that. It doesn't matter if you walk in that destruction powder. It doesn't matter if you walk into that hot foot powder. Guess what? The intention is and are for of a specific person. They aren't for you. And you shouldn't be afraid of your powders. So say right now you buy a destruction powder from me, you buy some hot foot, you buy some black salt, and you want to get somebody up and out. Make sure you get some sulfur too. Sulfur is good for removing people up and out. So get that, gather it together, and lay it in the hallway. Lay it in the elevator. Lay it in the corners where you know they're going to walk in front of it. If you got to put something in front of their front door and on their rug, yes, you do it. Guess what? If you walk into some, it doesn't matter. You're not going to get yourself hot foot. You're not going to get yourself into any destruction. That destruction powder is specific and for that person alone. When you become afraid of your powders and afraid of the products that you purchase from people, then it becomes a totally different situation. Don't be afraid of it. You're laying it down. Okay, so that salt in your home, sweep it out. Sweep it out even under your front rug. And then when you're ready, you're going to mop your little section. So even if you have neighbors out there, forget all about them. When things need to be done, even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, get all the salts that are under your door, sweep them to a certain area, pick them up, and lay down fresh salts, fresh black salts. You go outside the door to keep people away from you, to keep certain energy off and out your home. For the new year, you can make a black salt jar. And this is going to be specific to keeping people in your building, neighbors away from you, management and all that, from coming in your home and messing with you and bothering you. And then you can add in a little bit of black walnut leaves. Black walnut leaves are great for breaking people apart and separating things and keeping things away, cutting and clear certain things out your life. So you can add that in there, mix it up with really, really hot water, and you're going to shake this up. You can leave that bottle in your hallway. If you have like a little plant, put it behind the plant. So, you know, get smart, be creative, sweep the stuff out, mop the hallway. When everyone is sleeping at 2 o'clock in the morning, yeah, mop your hallway where you live at in your apartment building. Remove that negative energy. Use my magic wash. Mix it in with a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of camphor, and mix that up and mop that area. And put down a new rug outside. 5 spot in the door now. So here's what we're going to do. For the 5 spotting, right? Every corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You get my oil. And you take my oil and you put it on your index finger. And you put 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put some salt down by the rug. If it's a window, 5 spot your windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're 5 spotting, you're praying. The 5 spotting is like sealing off energy. You're sealing off energy. So when you do a spell, you're doing a protection spell, and you're done doing the spell for the day, the last thing you do at night, a lot of people, what I tell them to do, put 5 spots of oil and then a cross in the middle of the door. 5 spots of oil and a cross in the middle of the window. Every single door, every single window in your home. And then guess what? Remember the blessed salt that I taught you how to use? Sprinkle that right around the corners or straight across. It's your home. You're the one that's going to be cleaning it. Put just enough to line it to where you can see it, and you can change it and move it every couple of days, every time you cleanse. If you're going to be doing a cleansing ritual every 7 days for the new year, for the start, I recommend you to do that. You want to do that. Why? Because then it'll be easier for you to move swiftly into your success spells, into spells to draw in money, into spells for longevity, financial security. A lot of you are working spells and they have no longevity. You need longevity. That's why when you work a spell, you're like, oh, magic, it didn't last for too long. There's no longevity in it. There's no longevity in you. There's no longevity in your magic. You want your magic to last. So you want to continue pushing it. And do what? Get readings done. They're that simple. In my last videos, I actually thought I gave these away. Maybe I didn't, but these are pendulums. I have 1 extra left, so I'm going to give it away. So work with your pendulum, ask it questions, and when you activate your pendulum, you put some protection oil in it, you're going to direct it to the direction that it's going to go in. So if back and forth, north and south is not north and south, but front and back is yes, then you tell it that's what it means. And then if left and right means no, then you're going to tell it that so that you can know. And you know, of course, when it starts doing this, it's like a maybe. It's like an unsure. It's like I don't know. It's when it circles itself. So I'm gonna give away 1 pendulum, and it'll be on here. You just comment below. You don't have to comment much. And I've already picked someone for the cleansing candles, the cleansing soaps, the cleansing baths. You're going to get camphor. I'm going to give you a nil. I'm going to give you salt. I'm going to give you sage. So I've picked 1 person already for the giveaway. And I'm going to try to do another giveaway. I'm most likely give away a skull so you can start cleansing your head And like I said, follow me on Instagram. It's best to follow me on Instagram. I'm more active on Instagram. It's linked to my Facebook. So anything I post on there, post to either one of my Facebook, Majichan Hoodoo Conjurer, or Majichan's Majicden. There's two of them. One of them you friend me, and the other one you just join, which is my page, which is my website and everything. So both of them I'm going to be active on like normal. But in order for you to learn how to do things, you know, ask me questions. You can ask me questions on here if it comes to a YouTube question. Don't email me and ask me about a YouTube question. It's best to answer for you to get that answer on here, because I have a lot of emails already dealing with orders, services, and readings and inquiries at my consultations at my regular email. So it's best anything dealing with YouTube right here. So working your candle. Let's get into that quickly. I know I'm trying to cover a bunch of different things. Working your candle. Work your candle in threes. You can work it on like a Monday. Then you can go back in on a Wednesday. You can go back in on a Friday. If you follow the moon, then you want to work it when the moon is in waning stages. On the full moon, during those first 48 hours are very, very critical. Working that energy. Working the full moon as well is a great source for any type of spell. But when it comes to cleansing, protection, uncrossing, jinx removing, cast off evil, and removing even evil eye and stuff like that, that first day and the periods of waning is great for that. And as you know, the waxing to draw in, to pull in for love, money, success, abundance, longevity, you know, financial security, stability, for health, for blessings, for a new baby, for a new home, and just for building yourself with more power and mastering yourself, all of that. So along with working this, you know, do it like a small ritual for yourself. And, you know, like I said, a ritual, you're doing the same thing every day, same prayer, same steps. So if you're going to sage and then you're going to mop and then you're going to take a bath, every day do the same thing. Every day do the same thing, same prayer, same petition, over and over and over. Once this jar is cleansing, you could go back to working it exactly how you should and how you was working it before. I have videos on here telling you how to do honey jars, whatever type of jar it is. I do have a few on here. Just go to the search box and write it in, and it'll show you the videos on here of what I mentioned and whatnot. So I hope that I've covered every single thing on how to cleanse your jars. I covered 5 spotting. I covered evil eye, what to do with the camphor, magic wash, different types of sages, my cleansing soap, and I did pick a winner, like I said, and I'll have giveaways as much as I can whenever. I usually do my videos on Saturdays, so if anytime you catch a video, I post it any day of the week, but my videos are done on Saturdays when I have free time. So any other questions, you guys know how to contact me. Like I said, follow me on my Instagram. And I want to wish everybody a happy new year. If I haven't already, I want to wish you all many blessings of good health, of prosperity, longevity, happiness and love for your families, happiness and love and wealth with work, and happiness and love with your home and apartments and new beginnings, new kids and blessings. Those of you getting married, engaged, I want to wish you all the best.